Good morning, everyone. I hope you're enjoying your Tuesday. A little dreary fall-like out there. I'm enjoying the coolness, definitely. Before we dive into this week, I want to talk about last week a little bit. Quiz went great, 90% average. The assignment went well as well, but there were a few things that I did want to touch over. There was a lot of hand washing and labeling that I think most people missed. So I have it up in a document right now. I'm going to send this out to you guys in an email when I'm done with this video, but I just wanted to go over it again and send it out in email just in case you guys don't watch videos or check emails. I just want to make sure that this gets across to everyone because it is really important. So the first thing was he didn't wash his hands before starting work. And I think like half of you guys caught that. But now that I look at it more, when I look at it after changing his clothes and punching in, that could be a potential double hand washing. I mean, depending on where he's changing his clothes. I mean, if he just walks in, you know, like throws on a chef coat and then washes his hands, that's fine. But if he's going into the bathroom and changing his clothes, he needs to wash his hands when he leaves the bathroom. And then once he gets back into the kitchen as well, he needs to wash his hands before he touches anything. The next one was the shrimp. Everybody got that. They were too hot of water. Depending on how long that was in there, it could have cooked it. That water can get hot enough to cook that shrimp. So I'm glad everyone caught that. I think just about everybody even, you know, specified the 70 degrees. So great job, everybody, on that one. And wash his hands. That was another thing. Just between every single task, got to wash your hands. But with this, it's the fish. So when he pulled out fish, he took out several fish. That is potential time temperature abuse. Yes, it's vague. We don't know how many fish he took out, how long it takes him to prepare the fish. So there are a couple different ways. One of them I don't think they actually talk about in the book. I looked through it and I still didn't see it. Maybe I didn't look hard enough. If you guys see it, let me know if there's a page number on it. But he could be using like an ice bath. So just get a shallow pan and he can lay out his fillets, you know, single. You don't want to stack them. They won't stay cool. And then have another pan with an ice bath below it and it'll be able to stay cool and he can hold out more for a longer time. And when he's done preparing them, he can even put them in another one similar like that, or you can even use the same one. It's not going to be dangerous once they're filleted. It's still the same thing and it'll stay cool. I mean, he can also pull out less, but that's also not time efficient. So if you've ever worked in a restaurant, you know, you can't just grab one thing at a time and go back and forth and back and forth. So, I mean, really, both of them are safe, but I'm just going a little more saying that wouldn't be as time effective when you're in the restaurant. But either or are good. And the other thing was he didn't use anything, he didn't specify taking anything to transport the fish. Were they already in something that was safe to transport? So we need to make sure that he has something to transport it. Otherwise, it's a potential cross-contamination from all the drippings of the fish. He brought them back to the prep area and began to clean and fillet them. When he finished, he put the fillets in a pan and returned them to the walk-in cooler. Approved storage, you know, they wasn't very specific. Just put them in a pan, you know. It was covered, it wasn't labeled, so that make sure all those points are hit. He rinsed it off. So, you know, it needs to be washed, rinsed, sanitized, all the equipment, as well as the table and his hands. Oh, and the colander, the next one, the colander. I think everybody got that one as well. You know, the drippings, I threw in something else that he could have done. A little strainer if he wanted to, get it like a perforated pan, and then a solid one underneath to catch the drippings if he needed to still let it drain while he was working on them. On the cutting board, he peeled, deveined, and butterflied the shrimp with a deboning knife. He put the prepared shrimp in a covered container in the cooler, and he started working on the produce. This is a whole bunch of ugliness right in this area. So right here, John should have labeled the shrimp before he put it in the cooler, if the temperature was correct. So we know that he did too hot of water. So we know that that shrimp is already time temperature abused. And I think even a couple people had pointed out that either it needs to be used by now, or we need to throw it out. We have not talked about safe cooling procedures in chapter 6, because those would have been cooked or even partially cooked, which once again we don't talk about in chapter 6. So from what we know so far in food safety, those need to be thrown out or they need to be used right away. He also needs to clean, sanitize the cutting board, prep tables, and the sink because he's going to be doing produce. I think a lot of people miss that prep sink as well, and washing his hands. And since that is a ready-to-eat food, he should be wearing gloves. Now, a lot of that is different on different counties, but I think all of Colorado makes you wear all of ready-to-eat foods. You have to wear disposable gloves. I've worked some places where if you have raw food, they have you wear, gloves and a plastic apron that you take off. So there could be stricter policies where you work. But for food safety, for this class, this is where we are. But everyone did a great job. Everyone pointed out all the really bad ones. Like I said, the most of it was labeling, but the hand washing is really bad. That's cross-contamination. So like I said, there was a few of them that I think everyone just missed in between. Just when in doubt, you wash your hands between any task. So like I said, that was great. I'm going to email that out to you guys in a couple minutes when I'm done with this video. Before we dive too far into this week, there is a survey out. It's a survey you take in every other class. Just how I am, how the class is. Please take the time to take the survey. I do not get to see your individual responses by who you are. It all gets filtered to somebody else and then it comes back to me. So please take the time to make this class and your school better. I mean, this is your opportunity. You're paying the money. You're taking the time to do this, your chance to say, hey, this sucks and this is why. Another thing, don't just say that sucks or she sucks or it was awful. We need some more constructive feedback on how to change it. So I'd really appreciate you taking the time to do that. As for what's going on this week, it is a little heavy. One thing on these handouts, they are really awesome. There's 12 of them, I believe. They're all picture, they're short, sweet, to the point. A lot of them, if you've ever worked in a restaurant, you'll see a lot of them similar to it, how to wash hands, how to keep food safe. But what I like about it is it's very visual. So, maybe even print those out, take them to work. I know that's kind of cheesy, but we're keeping people safe, keeping people alive. It's very important. The recipe we have going on here, I'm not going to dig too far into it because you guys have it all. So you guys got to find a recipe and point out the critical control points. You guys will learn more about that. Oh, how do I get out of this? I'm sorry. Oh, that changed everything. But you guys will learn more about it when you read into it. But it is, if you've never worked into a restaurant, I know there's a couple of people that have never worked in a restaurant, so this might be a little unfamiliar. So please don't afraid to email me. I am always here for you guys' questions. Usually I get a couple every week anyways, and that's so awesome. I'm glad you guys are, taking control of your learning and making sure you understand. Time temperature review. Oh, that was big. It just the exactly as it says, the time and temperatures of how long things need to be cooked, for how long, what temperature, and for how long. I think that's all I really have for you guys this week. Once again, great job. You guys have been an awesome class, and I'm so glad it's been great. I was a little worried with it being only 7 people. Some of the discussions, those flashcards might be a little hard. I think you guys have been doing great. Great job. I can't wait to meet you guys all, not this Saturday, but next Saturday. Don't forget, let me get it up. You guys need to have your ID ready. You need to be able to log into the computers on the campus. I can't stress that enough. Make sure you can do that. ID, your voucher from your textbook, because you're going to have to enter that in there. Or if you bought one online, print that out, bring it. You can have a writing utensil at the Larimer campus at, I didn't even finish that. BP 112. I found another error in there. But yeah, BP 112 on the 24th. Be there. It starts at 10. So I want to make sure everyone gets checked in and logged in. Sometimes that takes longer if you guys don't, you're not able to log in. And IT won't be there until noon. So make sure you guys can. And that's it. You guys have a great week this week. I look forward to meeting you guys next Saturday or contact you in email. Bye. Have a great day.